Everyone, welcome to this week's Trimcraft Tuesday video. This week I'm using first edition Chasing Rainbows to create this hardback hand-bound creative journal. I'm also going to use some of the Dovecraft Back to Basics Over the Rainbow to use for my pages inside of the journal. And also, at the end of the video, I'm going to give away this journal that I create in this video to one of you lovely people to use for your own creative endeavours or just journaling or whatever. So if you're interested in winning it, then stick around to the end of the video to find out how. But just to start off with, I am going to cut down some chipboard. This is the Dovecraft grey board, premium grey board, and I'm cutting that down to, the spine is 1.25 inches by 6.5 and the panels for the front and back are 5 by 6.5. So I'm just measuring that out there with my T-square and then using a metal ruler and a craft knife to cut those. And by cut I mean hack, because my craft knife blade is a little bit dull and I probably should have put a new one in before I started making this, but I forgot. So yes, I'm going to hack those to pieces rather than cut them. Then when those are done, I need to sort of create a cover to cover all that chipboard around, just hold it together kind of thing. This is A3 card, which I'm going to cut down to 14.5 by 9.5 or 9.5 inches. On the long side here, I do have to just measure it out and then cut it by hand because my paper trimmer is not big enough to fit the long side of A3 through it. So that's what I was doing there, in case you were wondering. And then once that is cut, I'm just going to glue my chipboard pieces on there. Now you could measure it to have them exactly centered, but I'm far too lazy to do that kind of thing and it doesn't really matter anyways. The glue I'm using for this is I can never remember the brand name when I come to do a voiceover. It'll be in the description box, but it is slow drying, super strong tacky glue. It's in a brown bottle. You can buy it in the range, but as I said, I'll put the correct name and links and things in the description box. So with those glued down, I just draw a little diagonal line on each corner like this, about 2 millimeters away from the chipboard itself, and then cut off triangles at every corner. The reason you want a couple of millimeters away from each corner is that when you come to fold it over, you've got that tiny little bit of card or paper to cover that little corner, so you don't get any chipboard or grey board poking out, because it just doesn't look very attractive really. Even if it's the tiniest little bit, you always see it. So I'm just using the chipboard itself to fold the card, just sort of bending it along, and then I'm also going to use my bone folder or bone scorer just to smooth down those lines as well. And then I'm going to glue that down again with that same glue. I use that for most of this video, I think. Anything slightly more heavy duty than, you know, like a scrapbook layout or a card or whatever, I tend to use that glue. I find it's really, really good. So here I am, just smoothing down all my edges and everything. I will just say now, while I remember, if this voiceover at any point sounds weird, if I stumble over my words more than often, if I sound a bit mumbly, I've got a weird thing going on today with my face. Not really sure what it is. It's probably related to my hypermobility, but it hurts to open my mouth very wide. It really, really hurts my face to do that. So I'm just letting you know. I'm not looking for sympathy or anything. I'm perfectly used to having weird health symptoms happen, but just letting you know, if anything weird happens, if I sound weird, if I sound mumbly, that's what's going on with me today. So here I am. Once I've folded those over, I just sort of use the bone folder on those corners and just press down, and then that tiny little couple of millimeters is going to cover that little corner. So I have already pre-cut all of my pages. They are 9 by 6, I think. Yes, 9 by 6, which is going to create 4.5 by 6 pages. I have cut lots and lots and lots. I can't remember exactly how many it is in total, actually, off the top of my head. I did mean to remember to tell people how many pages there are, but oh, I remember now. So I've got 3 signatures in total. I'm using 20 pre-cut pages per signature, which is going to give you 40 pages per signature. So 40 plus 40 plus that, 120 pages in total. Oh, I did maths in real time. That's unlike me. So I'm going to score the center of each and every single one of those pages. So that's at 4.5 inches. I've got a mix of, there's a couple of pages of vellum in here. There's some printer paper. There's some colored printer paper, just like pretty pastel pastel colours, and then the rest of it is all pages from Over the Rainbow, which means, you know, as you go through, you've got some white pages, some coloured pages, and it's all very pretty, perfect for use as a creative journal. I wouldn't personally really call it a junk journal, because when I do a junk journal, it's got lots of different sizes and vintage papers and little pockets and stuff like this. That this is more just a creative kind of journal. What I'm doing there is just using my craft knife and my metal ruler again, and just chopping the rough edges off there, because obviously when you fold all your pages together, the inside ones stick out more than the outside ones. Now you can cut them in a way that, you know, you kind of stagger the cutting by a couple of millimeters each time, but I can't be bothered to work that out, so I just find it easier to fold it and then cut off all the papers that are sticking out from the middle. So here I'm doing this before I do my signatures, because otherwise it's going to get in the way and stuff and be slightly more difficult to do, but I'm just covering up the inside of my journal. And I just like to point out that here I made an error, because I am not perfect. I don't want anyone to ever think that YouTubers do things perfectly all the time. We make our fair share of mistakes, but usually I would put a white piece of paper or card across the entire middle to cover up all the grey board or chipboard, and I forgot to do that step, for I am a numpty. So usually I would do that. So yeah, do as I say, not as I do, as my mother would say, and then cover it with the pretty pieces. But I just went straight for the pretty pieces because, yeah, as I keep saying, I forgot. So all those pieces I added there on the spine and on the front and back covers are from Chasing Rainbows. Then I am clipping my first signature into place, making my holes with my Tim Holtz Polky tool. Now some people measure these out so they are perfectly spaced, but as we've said before, I'm too lazy to do that sort of thing, so I just eyeball it, and then I'm going to sew in my signatures like this. For those of you who do not know how to do it, I'm sure most of you do, is you just sew them in and out in a figure 8 motion. So go in through the middle, outside, and then you can go top or bottom, it doesn't matter, but you go back up into the middle and then back through the middle like so, and then round to the other one and then up through again. If you do more than 3 holes, if you do 5, it's the same exact thing. It's just that constant figure of 8, in and out, in and out, in and out. Tie it off in the middle, nice and tight. You've got to find the balance between making it tight enough so that they don't move around, but not too tight that it starts to bend the pages. When you're doing that on a hard back, it's not as much of a problem. That's usually more if you're making a soft back sort of TN insert thing, but yes. And then, yeah, again, here I am. So I just put the middle part exactly where I want it on the spine, clip it in place with some bulldog clips, and here I go again. And again, I'm eyeballing roughly where the holes are going. I'm kind of opening up the previous signature just to see roughly where they are and then kind of lining them up, but as I said, certainly not measuring it. What I use to sew my signatures is 1mm waxed hemp twine. It's really, really easy to find on Amazon or eBay or places like that. I won't be able to link it myself just for this video, because where I used to get it from isn't doing it anymore, and I've got this thing where I will only link for you guys places that I've purchased from before myself, because I want them to be, you know, trustworthy and stuff before I provide links to them. But you can easily find them online. Just as I said, 1mm waxed hemp twine. So what I'm doing here is working on what's going to be the closure or fastening for the journal, which is just going to be a simple ribbon bow thing. I have marked the exact center of the front to put red line tape on it, and then just put my ribbon on it like that, which is pink organza ribbon from my stash. The reason I measured out the exact center after having that spiel about not being lazy and not measuring things is because where the ribbon's going to come out at the front and at the back, you want that to be even where they are, because if they're incorrectly spaced, if it, even by like a bit of a centimetre or so, it's just going to look a little bit naff. So that's why I'm doing that. And then that's the ribbon's going to get covered up. You're only going to see the ribbon at the side where you can use it to tie. And I've left quite a long length of that, so if when you use the journal, if you really want to fill it up with lots of stuff and make it really fat and chunky, then there's enough ribbon to keep it tied closed. So here I have cut a piece of the gorgeous iridescent speciality paper from Chasing Rainbows to the same size as the front of the journal, and I'm just wrapping that around like that. And here again, using my bone folder just to smooth the edges and make sure everything sticks down into place. And then once that's done, it's really just a case of a lot of decorating. I'm going to add more panels to the front. I'm going to use lots of specialty papers like this glitter unicorn paper. I'm backing each piece with this pink paper as well. I thought I'd written down the measurements for these, but I'm afraid I did not, so I'm very, very sorry about that. What I'm doing with the corners, by the way, is you saw me punch the corners of that iridescent piece that I put down. I've got this We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper, and it's got 3 corner sizes. So what I've done is the outside layer has the smallest corner, and then going down to the inside has the largest corner. So on the unicorn pieces there, it's a 10mm corner, and then on the very edge it's only a 3mm one. I think it looks quite nice when the corners are graduated like that. So yes, each panel like this is 2 layers, and then again those are getting stuck down with that wonderful glue that I can never remember the name of. It's so good that I can't remember its name, and on that goes like that. And I did leave those to dry for a little while just to make sure they stayed on that card, because obviously that specialty paper is very, very shiny, so it just needs a little bit extra drying time. Here is the cut apart tag sheet from the 12x12 paper pad. I think I might use 1 or 2 from the 8x8 as well. I am not sure. I'm backing that magic on the holographic card from Trimcraft, which just matches perfectly with the Chasing Rainbows paper pad. Again, chomping my corners. I'm going to put a doily on the front here as well. This is just from my stash. I have no memory of where this is from. I may even received it in Happy Mail or something. I just found it sitting on its own in my little doily basket and popping that on the front. And yeah, as I said, all I'm really doing now is decorating. I'm going to put another little tag on the back. Here it is there. I've also backed that with the hollow card and putting a little bit of ribbon in there, a little lilac sort of organza-y ribbon to kind of match the theme of the other ribbon that's used. It's the same material, but it's smaller in a different colour. And that's all I'm going to do to the back. I thought about adding something like a little blank thing so someone could put their name in it or whatever, but I feel like whoever ends up with this journal might want to add their own spin to it or something. So I am decorating it, but I am sort of leaving it really simple at the same time. I'm just going to add some little pockets and stuff to the inside covers. So that unicorn piece there, I've only put tape on the bottom and the sides, and I'm just adding some little tags and things in there to be used in the journal. And then the one at the back here is more like a secretarial pocket, so it's just got tape up one side and the bottom, so you can just tuck in stuff like so. And I'm using my red line tape here just because it's super strong and it's going to stay there for a while. And then again using my bone folder just to push down on that tape and make sure everything stays in place like how it's supposed to. And just another little decorative piece on the front of that as well, and some more of that holographic card. Oh, I'm so in love with it, and I think I'm running low. I'm going to have to find some more to use because love it. I'm just showing you here, I've cut some flowers out with the first edition Build a Unicorn die set. And here, I have lost my little, I can't remember the name of it, the little round thing you use to give shape to flowers. I can't find it anywhere, so I'm using the end of a very round pen to shape my flowers like this. Honestly, it's just poof, it's disappeared. But actually, the pen works pretty good, so I don't know if I'm going to bother replacing it. But yes, I've just layered those up, and those are just going to decorate the front cover, and then I'm going to add a Simply Creative gem to the centre of each one, blue and pink ones, just, you know, very much in keeping with the theme of this very sort of unicorny, magically sparkly, pretty journal, and put those on there. And I think we're pretty much nearing the end, so I'd better tell you about the giveaway. Very simple. To win this particular journal that I am showing you right here, just make sure you are subscribed to this channel and just leave a comment on this video. That's all you need to do, and you will get an entry to the giveaway. It would be very nice if you did something like liked Trimcraft's Instagram page or their YouTube account or something like that, but I have no way of tracking that. It's just a friendly suggestion. But just to enter the giveaway, subscribe and comment on this video. The giveaway will be open for 2 weeks, so it will end on the 26th of February at noon GMT, so that's midday UK time. It is open internationally, but you do need to be over 18 to enter. Please do not ask me to change the rules because I have to protect myself. And yeah, that's it really. All the ins and outs and particulars and legal stuff about the giveaway will be down in the description box. The giveaway is not affiliated with, sponsored by, endorsed by Trimcraft or YouTube or anyone at all except little old me. I will announce the winner via a YouTube community post on the afternoon of Tuesday the 26th. If you're not familiar with the posts, if you haven't seen them, if you haven't hidden from your feed or anything, then you just need to go onto my channel, scroll across along the top to where it says community, click on that and the post will be there with the name of the winner. So make sure to try and find that, have a look, see if you're the winner. The winner will have 72 hours from the announcement to get back to me with their details, or I will have to draw again. I'll use a random name generator to draw the winner, by the way, in case that wasn't obvious. Anyways, I think that's about it from me. Please remember to go to the description box for all the information and rules and disclaimers and terms and conditions and all that kind of thing, as well as links to the gorgeous Chasing Rainbows collection and Over the Rainbow and anything else that I've used in this video. So yeah, phew, I think I am done. So thank you so much for watching and bearing with me through this video. Please leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Good luck if you are entering the giveaway, of course. If you don't want to comment, by the way, and you don't want to enter the giveaway, please just state so in your comment. I won't be offended or anything like that. Okay, I am now going. Thank you so much again. Bye bye.